Oh, here it is. There it is. It's live.
Oh, we're back. The boys are back in town.
I meant to bring a bottle of
Ah,
prosecco to pop now that we got the 50s. Could have
Mm,
done that live
ah,
at 10:08 a.m.
mm. Yeah, pop some champagne for the 50s.
So could you
how
sleep
did you
last night or what?
Yeah. I'm just thinking Brett started this campaign however long ago, and here we are. We've made it. Brett's hard work and passion has come to fruition, right?
We really did start a campaign, didn't we? Like we started this together, and I think I just went on a tangent as I do sometimes. But yeah, the 50s are in, and I think we fought pretty hard for this thing, and I think we made an impact. I really do. I think we made an impact on this. I think people heard us.
Uh, It's so cool. Is it just a coincidence that your teammate becomes prez of the IOC and all of a sudden she just blesses us with the beautiful 50s of stroke?
Yeah, it just does seem like a blessing from the heavens, doesn't it?
Did you write her a thank you card, Brett?
I sent her a text. Yeah, sent her a text. Is
Good.
that's the modern day thank you card, a text message.
I mean, this opens up a lot of potential for you as like one of the world's premier sprint coaches. Now we can actually focus on swimming fast in these other strokes for the first time ever. Just like we saw at this last Olympics men's 50 free, all three of those guys only specializing in the 50 freestyle, all three of them, top three. They don't even swim the 100.
Honestly, I this is the way I feel about it. I'm less concerned with what it does for me and more concerned with what it does for swimming. I think the three of us have always been passionate about swimming. We've always wanted to make an impact in our own separate ways, and that's why we've come together, and that's why we're still together. We're friends to this day because we love swimming. We're passionate about it. And look at this. We've made an impact that has not only changed the face of swimming, but it's changed the face of training for swimming, for future generations. You can actually train to swim fast now, which is fantastic.
Well, I think we'll see what happens. Uh, these lower levels, they have to adopt the fact that 50s are now legit. They're Olympic events, and we can spend some time focusing on them. And then I already hear the people like, "Oh, you can't sprint early," but like we had Coach Tony Holler on here, and I've
Brilliant.
consumed a lot of his content.
Brilliant
And
stuff. Feed the cats.
feed the cats. When you watch the content coming out of track and field, you realize like we're still like really 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 far behind them in high school training. In particular, we're still doing like IM based heavy aerobic for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, as someone who's done a lot with age group swimming, I think sometimes more important than, you know, dreaming of the Olympics. It's just what do they enjoy? And if you really enjoy going fast and racing and ripping a length for 50 meters, be it a breaststroke, a butterfly, a freestyle, you should be able to do that if you're 12 or 13. Like, slow down and stop going, oh, but you could be a 400 IM Olympian in 15 years' time. Just, hey, I want to sprint, I want to go fast. Let's do that. Let's have some fun with it. And, work out what's best for you when you're 18 and go to college. And I think this is going to enable that because all of a sudden it's a real event. I mean, we've all heard it our entire lives. But it's not an Olympic event, or only in Olympic events, or you can only get funding for Olympic events. And whether or not you like it, 50 butterfly, 50 backstroke, 50 breaststroke, they're Olympic events and they're going to be for a long, long time now. I think they're here and they're here to stay. And you've got to be taken seriously if you're good at them events now.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I don't know. This impact is bigger than we can even imagine it right now. It's going to change. It's going to change swimming as just a word. Like as a sport, swimming, because the way we've always thought about swimming is it's survival of the fittest. Who's the toughest? Who can endure? Who can go the hardest in practice? Who can do the longest? And that's what swimming has been. Swimming has been an endurance event for so long, based around training and racing. And now here it is, sprinting is being valued and swimming is turning from an endurance type event to a speed and power event. And I think it's great. And I think it's great that the people that who have been brought up on this old, uh, you know, idea of what it means to be a swimmer, they're shaking in their boots right now, right? Calling it summer league.
I, I think there's so many thoughts to be had, even on that. But it's good for the sport. And I don't think it's a change from endurance to sprinting and power. I just think instead of it just being about endurance and work, it's now equally about speed and power. And they're two different completely things. Just like we love watching Mo Farah in the 10K at the Olympics as much as we love watching Usain Bolt in the 100 meters and Eliud Kipchoge in the marathon. They're three separate events. They have different training. They have different programs, different clubs. They don't have one coach who oversees the three of them because it's so different. And I think swimming will slowly more and more go in that direction where if you're a sprinter, a 50 breaststroker, you don't even consider training in a program that also caters for 1500 swimmers. But right now, you just go to a program that, yeah, we oversee it all, the works, but sprinting is so much more specific in terms of what you have to do. And it's so much less about the swimming. There's mum in the background.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that in the
Yes,
back?
mum in the background. Yeah, mum's coming out of sunbathe.
Good.
There's Trump in the
And
back. Look, I got Trump in the back of mine. Look at Trump. Hey?
we'll get demonetized. He'll charge us for having his tower in the background of the video. Um,
Uh,
but
yeah, you're right, Sonny. No, I
well, I
love what
think
you said. I love what you said.
the summer league comment I think is so interesting because when I'm not in America, I've not grown up in America, but summer league strikes me as fun. Summer is a fun word. League is a fun word. ISL league. Leagues are fun. Leagues are exciting, and that's what swimming lacks. We don't have real money in our sport because it's not exciting. It's not fun. So if it is summer league, if that means more fun, I think the 50s are going to add fun to the Olympics. I think they're going to add excitement. They're going to add eyes on the sport, and they're going to hopefully in the long term increase revenue in our sport.
Yeah, yeah.
I got too many thoughts on this, to be honest. That's all I can think about for the last 2 days is more. There's so much to be talked about in terms of like the Olympic, what's going to happen with the Olympics, and is it going to be 10 days? Are they going to get rid of 200 semis? But I like how you're talking about like the base, like no 10-year-old kid falls in love with the 200 butterfly. Okay. They don't do that. They fall in love with the 50 butterfly. And then at age 14, they stop doing 50 butterflies and they do 200 butterflies, but they want to do 50 butterflies. And so what do? They quit the sport. And I think like if you came up through club swimming, everyone has people that quit, their friends quit. And most of these people were people that just wanted to rip a 50, you know? And I think there's a place now where we can keep them. I think you could start a club swim team right now and only focus on the 50s, and you don't have to do doubles, and you could supplement it with like more fun athletic, just fitness things outside of the
Yeah,
pool, and you'd
the
have all
basic
these
game.
kids
Yeah,
join that swim team because that's what they want to do. They don't want to do 6,500 yards 9 times a week.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, boys, I've heard all the insults for years, man. Like I grew up in Australia as a sprinter in the age of Kieran Perkins, Ian Thorpe, Grant Hackett, Daniel Kowalski. Like these guys were living legends of our sport in the distance events, and they're the best people you could possibly know. Amazing teammates, amazing friends. They didn't buy into the BS of, oh, look at this guy. Oh my God, here's another guy who knows the
The
background
Aussie
of
culture.
Australian swimming. Yeah, but listen, like I took the beatings. I took the beatings for years and years and years, and I'm still taking the beatings of being a lover of sprint. I'm not a hater of distance. I'm a lover of sprint. Okay, that's the difference. And I think people want to pit me against people. Some of my best friends are the greatest distance swimmers in the history of the world. I still talk to them to this day. We're close, we're tight. They're beautiful people. They earned everything they got. But I wanted equal respect from everybody in terms of what we did and how we did it. And we've been fighting for that all the way up until, like, people are still disrespecting it, with the offhand comments of summer league bullshit. Like, just shut your mouth, keep it to yourself. Shut your
Okay.
mouth, give us some respect that we earn, that we deserve. It's a legitimate Olympic event now. Now's the time just to zip your lip. Kurt, what's happening, man?
A lot. Congratulations to everyone. 50s are in. Like,
Cheers.
woo!
Cheers.
Yes,
Yeah, cheers, boys.
sir.
Get
so
it.
I haven't.
Celebrate with Trump.
Not too sure what you've spoken about so far, but
Not much. We've just been catching up. Just get involved.
Yeah, I think just as not a lover of sprint, not a lover of distance, but just a lover of swimming, this is a win. If you love the sport, this is a win. And what this tells me is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Michael Phelps doesn't love the sport. Oh, makes me feel this is the Summer League. What an absolute petty take from the greatest swimmer in the history of the sport. An insecure dude that is worried about how it's going to affect his legacy.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
He needs a reality check. Go back to the golf course. You're either with us or you're against us.
Oh, no.
God, he's gone off the rails.
Oh, no. Oh,
want-
no. Who let him in?
He doesn't want the sport to evolve. The sport has to evolve, and that includes the 50s.
Oh, no.
Phelps, he can't just dip into the sport every 4 years when NBC rocks up with a paycheck and he gets to commentate. You've got to be a part of this. Come with us, Michael, on this journey. Don't be that guy. And check on. I know you're young, and you've probably been, you've been in Australia too long. You've been soaking in the tall poppy syndrome for too long, brother. Come back to us because the 50s have arrived. We're not going back now, and this is an exciting time. And for everyone else all the naysayers out there that 50s are a crapshoot and all this garbage, what's the number one race on the planet? The 100 in the track. It's the number one race everyone loves. It goes for, just over 9 seconds. And now in Australia, we've got this young kid, Gout. He just ran sub-10 999.
Yeah. Twice.
It is everywhere. He is the man. And now to get this opportunity for the 50s, oh my goodness, for swimming, this is awesome news. I'm excited, and I'm just disappointed for those. I don't think there's too many naysayers, but just to have Phelps as a naysayer, it stings. And I hope we can turn him around. I hope we can turn him around because I think we'll turn Checkon around real fast.
Yeah, I think you'll turn him around with what you just said for sure. Once he sees that, I think he'll immediately turn around. 12 minutes in, and you start slapping Phelps around. Oh my God!
You just can't. You can't, as the number one swimmer, the face of the sport, the greatest of all time, to come out and just lay a lazy comment like that down. It's just so disrespectful. It's disrespectful to all the sprinters, all the work that's been done. And we can go in and, break it down about what's going to happen now. Because I'll tell you the first thing that's going to happen. Every swimmer that's ever swum in the world is going to think 50s are the easiest thing. This is going to be the easiest way. And you're going to get a wicked reality check finally to realize just how hard 50s really are.
Thank you.
That's what I wanted to touch on, Kurt. And Brett, you can elaborate on this. But if you're trying to make someone better at a distance event versus a sprint event, a distance event, you can get better. You work hard, you do a lot of heart rate stuff, you get in the pool 10 times a week, and you will see a steady improvement. But getting faster, I'm talking about getting faster at a 50 or even a 25. It's really complicated. It's a very intricate puzzle, and it's not simple. You can't just do reps to get faster. That will not work. You can get fitter, aerobic capacity increases easy. But how hard is it to actually truly get someone faster, especially if they're already good? If you're a 22.050 freestyle, how hard is it to take you from 22.0 to 21.0, Brett?
Oh, I mean, it's as hard as anything, right? Like it's there are levels. There are levels to every game, right? And there's talent, and then there's ability. There's the genetics that go along with this. Genetically, Michael Phelps could never swim a 50 very fast. So I mean, I raced in the time of Michael Phelps. We raced at the same Olympics. He won. He won events at the Olympics that I swam at, and he didn't race against me because he wasn't fast enough. And that's just the facts, all right? If he was good enough, he was going to swim the 50 freestyle, and he just wasn't. And that's why I didn't swim the 400 IM. I wasn't good enough. So it's like you swim where you're able to win, and the 50s are just as hard as any event. I think they're harder because what
They're
happens is
harder. They're harder.
everybody throws their hat into the ring. Like I've said in the past, 12 people swim the 400 IM, and there's 150 that put their hat in the ring for the 50. So like the odds are you've got more people to beat because more people want to do it. So it's difficult just to get through the ranks. When I used to go to the Olympics, I used to look at the heat sheet and I'd be like, oh wow, there's 24 heats of 50 freestyle. I've got to beat all these people in order just to get to the top 16, you know?
But I
Hey,
think
fireworks.
participation is
Preach.
one thing, but I still just think from a training and a physiological level, getting faster is harder than getting fitter. I mean, like if I wanted to get better at 400 freestyle now, I'm just taking from my PB. I could beat my PB in 6 months of 10 sessions a week, 20 hours in the pool, just 5 massive hard work sessions. But to improve my 50 freestyle, if I'd done them 10 sessions a week, I would not get faster. It'd be so hard for me to, it's such a hard task.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a reason why there's participation sports like marathons, half marathons,
Yeah.
triathlons, open water swims.
Ironmans, yeah.
Yeah, Ironmans. They're a different kind of hard, but there's a reason why there's not a mass participation who can go sub 25 seconds for 50 freestyle because it's really hard. And the average
Really hard.
person's never going to get there. Another thing, a point I want to make is that it's going to make everyone faster. And we've already seen the start of this year.
Well, that's
Chalmers,
what Cam
PB
McAvoy
in
said,
Norway,
right?
53. Popovic, PB, 53. There in Romania. It's just going to make it's going to make the sport quicker. And who doesn't want that?
Yeah. I think world records are going to break in the hundreds because of the 50s coming in now. I think people are going to swim faster hundreds for sure. And I said this publicly yesterday online is that the days of people who swam the 200 winning the Olympics in the 50, those days are gone. Like that it's not going to happen anymore. You're going to have specialists. Even Petey said, like, Petey's like, I'm now a specialist, 50 breaststroker. Like, I wasn't going to go to the Olympics if the 100 was on, but now I'm a specialist 50 breaststroker. So imagine having to race a specialist Adam Petey, right? Who's just there for one event, who's trained just for speed and power. Oh my God, good luck with that. So I think it just changes the face. Nate, what are you're thinking a lot? You've been thinking? Tell us what you're thinking, man.
I just think a lot about how USA Swimming's membership has been down. We lose a lot of kids. Swimming Australia's membership's up since pandemic over like the last 5 years. And that's one of the main reasons why like the gap has closed, My biggest fear is USA Swimming treats the 50s of stroke like they treat open water swimming. And they just don't care at all. Pretty much, I think there's been one social media post about this. There's been no press release. There's been no communication to membership or coaches or the LSEs, at least from what I understand. Like, I'm not on all the mailing lists, but this is like the most exciting thing to happen in our sport ever, probably. And there's just like crickets. And we don't even
Are we talking about USA Swimming? Who is there? Anyone work at US? Who works at USA Swimming? Is anyone there? Is the office door like out for coffee, like back in 15 minutes or something? Like, who's actually there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, Tim and Lindsay have been gone since the Olympics, basically, right?
I thought Shayna left as well.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't she
they're in a
take a
big
job?
they're in a funk. US Swim is in a big funk right now. They're on the
It's a
CEO
huge
search,
funk.
and
We're
they need
trying
to
to
get
get
that.
people
They need
to
to get that
stay in
sorted.
the sport, and and there's just been nothing. Like they need to immediately come out and talk all about the benefits of this, and they should be thinking of ways to foster this. I mean, the 50s are one thing, but I mean, I'm telling you, people would love to swim 25s.
Yeah. Well, I've got one, same in Australia as well. And I got this terrible stat out of Australia we pulled out last week that 50% of all Australians in year 6 or year 6 students, that's kids aged 11 and 12, they can't swim 50 meters.
I can't believe that.
50%
I saw that and I can't
can't
believe that. In
swim
Australia.
one lap. And if you want to get on with these 50s, I've got a whole 3 words. Swim one lap. Swim one lap. And that's the one. And now it's an Olympic event. They've got them all there. Get the kids, get them all involved. Just get them to swim one lap from the grassroots all the way through to the elite. And now that this is in place, and I'm going to go on a racist rant now, you speak about genetics. Now, it is black people's time. The 50s are in. We all know in the world of sport, black people are bigger, faster, stronger. And once they get their opportunities in any sport, they dominate. We obviously see it in pro sports in the US, but what Serena Williams has done in tennis, what Simone Biles did in gymnastics, what Simone Manuel did in swimming, Cullen Jones, and even Anthony Nesty started out. And now you've got this next generation of kids. You just give them a look. Look what Crooks is doing. He's just a monster. Josh Liendo as well. I've been to Uganda. I've been to Rwanda. We've got to go and search for these kids. They're out there. They're there. There's going to be some kids 6'6", 240 in deepest, darkest Congo somewhere. This is the future of these sprinters. We've got to get these talent IDs, find these kids, and the sky's the limit. And I think another exciting addition for these 50s, we're going to see a whole different body shape. We're going to see a whole new level of athlete come to this sport. And I think it's going to be coloured athletes. And I'm really excited to see more coloured athletes in the water, swimming, fast twitch fibers, and some serious power. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we just saw it at NCAA's, the men's 200 freestyle, like Lamar, Jordan Crooks, and 2 Brazilians. Like, it's
The relay.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
it was
relay.
3 Caribbeans. It was 3 Caribbeans. Nicole from Trinidad,
Oh,
Jordan
even
from Cayman.
Yeah.
So and Lamar's from Bahamas. Lamar's Bahamas. Lamar's Bahamas. Yeah,
I don't know.
pretty sure
He's
it's
the one that
Bahamas.
came from D2, right? He's the first D2 to D1
Yeah,
champion.
he's Bahamian.
Yeah.
Bahamian. Yeah, yeah. And then there are 1 Brazilian. So 3
And now they've
Caribbean,
just picked
1
up.
Brazilian.
Now they just picked up Kamal Muhammad.
Yeah, your boy.
Yeah, Kamal's training.
Samir's
I'm going to coach Kamal in like 30 minutes from now. Like, what a talent that kid is. He's like you said, 6'6", wingspan. Like he's 7 foot wingspan. He's a giant, and he's a talent. His dad Sabir, who is a legend of the sport as well. I mean, yeah, he's Tennessee. What Matt Kredich is building at Tennessee should be the blueprint for the way we look at sprinting in the future. Like you said, Kurt, he's really tapped into it, and I think that man, he's going to make some waves with the boys he's got on his team for sure.
Yeah, and no disrespect to Cam McAvoy, and he's obviously the fastest sprinter in the world, but this dude's, he's the same as me. He's straight out of Irish genetics. He's 6'1", 6'1" at best, we're 210. That's just pretty average, really, when we find these people, we find these specimens, and we've seen it in Australia now with our second generation Sudanese immigrants coming in as well, refugees. It's just made track and field. Track is never been bigger and stronger in Australia than it is right now on the back of Gout. And they have eyeballs like they've never had, although like they haven't had since the 50s and the golden years. So they're having national titles right now. Gout's there. Everyone's on it. He's running sub 10 seconds. This is the future.
You got any of the legends out there in Australia calling it feels like summer league?
Well, that's what I mean. These are the things that don't help the sport. Get on board, support the sport. And like Nate said, this is the most exciting thing to happen in swimming in a long time. And the sport is, it's been, pardon the pun, it's been treading water for a long time as well. And this is a big opportunity to bring a whole new athlete to the sport and a whole new fan base to the sport. Everyone knows kids these days, they've got the attention span of a goldfish. And for events to go for 20 seconds and that power and the bravado that comes with sprint events as well, it's awesome stuff. It's not just what happens in the pool, it's what happened out of the pool. You see all the talk, and Noah Lyles is awesome with that kind of stuff. It's great to watch, and you want to see the whole thing.
The biggest problem is it's got to trickle down, right? If they don't do the 50s at the club level at all the club meets, if they don't do the 50s in high school in all the high school meets, it's just going to not be for naught. It's not going to help membership. It's not going to help keep retention rates low and try to keep kids in the sport. You should be able to have a kid that plays football in high school that comes and rips a 50 breaststroke or a 50 backstroke or whatever. And they only need to swim 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. We've lost so many kids, and if it doesn't trickle down, I think it's going to be still cool. Like, great. We're finally going to see the fastest person. Like, I can't believe anyone's upset about that. I've never seen Brett do a backyard throwdown and be like, hey, instead of racing you across the pool once, how about we go back and forth 8 fucking times? It doesn't happen. So
this
is the essence of it all.
You know what? If you want to do something positive for the sport and get some eyeballs on the sport, I'll be glad to do a backyard throwdown with Michael Phelps and put a beat down on him in my backyard.
Woo!
Let's race from one end of the pool to the other. We can make it a 20-meter pool, 20-meter. Look at Sonny's pool back there. How long is that pool back there, Sonny?
It's 8 meters.
Yeah. I bet you I could beat Phelps in that backyard pool right there. I'll put a challenge down to Phelps.
We actually do a distance event here called the 10-length challenge. It's 80 meters, and the world record is 31 seconds, so it's a bit long.
Yeah, that's nonsense. I want to race Phelps in that pool. I want to go from one side to the other, and I want to see who the fastest man on the planet is between me and Michael Phelps in that pool, 8 meters long. Let's go.
I'll personally fly you both out if Michael agrees to do that. I'll put him up first class. If he wants to come to my parents' back garden, I'll pay for Michael's flights first class personally.
Mate, he doesn't know my jump start, Sonny. You've felt my jump start. It's dangerous.
I was just thinking about that jump start.
It's a jump start and you're at the end. That's all you've got here is a jump start. There's no swimming. It's just a push. It's just a push.
Yeah. All right. Celebrity throwdown. Let's go, Phelpsy.
I was going to do the Ariane Titmus and just take the whole year off, but now I'm back. I'm excited. It's got me pumped up, and I think it adds extra spice straight up to Singapore and to the world champs in the first shot we get at the 50s on a world stage.
So British champs, the British trials for world champs are happening next week. They start on Tuesday. I'm going to go watch. They've not amended any criteria as of yet to how you qualify for the 50s. And what I'm curious to you, Nate, is do you think USA Aquatics are going to say, we're going to take the top 2 in every 50 event to this world champs in Singapore? Are they going to take the first and second guy in the 50 back, the 50 breast, the 50 fly, same on the women's side? Or are they going to keep their previous policies? Because truthfully, they need to change their policies from this world champs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this too, right? I think the policies should be pretty cut and dry. It's like, hey, do you... but if you have to cut people, it's like, do you even have a chance? Okay, to medal? Like if the second fastest 1500 freestyler behind Bobby Fink is gonna get 18th place, but we got a guy that's gonna rip a 50 backstroke and get 5th, you got to take that guy, right? Like, this ain't rocket science, but they always make it seem like it's a difficult thing.
But until now, the 50 has had less weight to qualify because it's a non-Olympic event. Now it's an Olympic event. It has as much right as the 1500, the 4 a.m., the 2 breast. Every event now is, for the first time, every single individual event is equal. It's never been the case. We've got the women's 15, the men's 8, they're now equal. They weren't before, now they are. The same for the 50 strokes. So we've got equality. And as far as I'm concerned, it should. I love the USA objective way of picking teams. Top two, as long as they're the A cut, they go. Obviously,
Right.
there's going to be roster limit stuff that's going to potentially cause issues. But if we don't think about roster limit right now, it should be as simple as you come first and second at US trials, wherever it is, Indianapolis, and you're on the plane.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought we were really talking about roster limits because that's what everyone's kind of talking about. Because like if the numbers don't change, then you do have to make a decision, and that decision should be pretty simple. Are you going to medal or not? And if you're not, you're out. And that should include maybe that should include open water swimmers too, because a USA swimming hadn't like done much in that department, and we are stinky, man. Like we haven't had a chance, so get them out there.
Yeah.
But that,
Hey, what I was going to say one thing there real quick. Oh, Tim Lane, good friend of mine, Cam McAvoy's coach. Tim Lane sent me a message and said 50% of Olympic gold medals, 50% are 100 down now. So you've got your 50s and your 100s. 50% of Olympic swimming gold medals are 100 and down. You telling me that we shouldn't change our mentality to a sprint mentality, right?
100%. I'm telling you, you can start today. You could open up a club team and just focus on sprinting. That's it. If you don't, and honestly, they should start having separate swim meets. I just went to a master's meet. I ripped a 10:42 in the 1,000-yard freestyle. All right. Woo! But like all these people that just wanted to swim a 50 fly, like they had to watch me, double breathing all the time for almost 11 minutes. If you want to I'm telling you, I think there should be swim meets that are just sprint swim meets. There should be like an ultra sprint meet where it's 25s and 50s, then a sprint meet where it's like 50s and 100s. That's it. And then if you want to do distance events, then distance events should be done at distance meets, and they should just split them up.
Yeah.
I think the racing tour is coming in the 50s and 100s. And over time, I think that's what you're going to get. It's going to be less training, more racing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes as successful as we think it will. There'll be a breakaway. There'll be a breakaway into the 50s and 100s. And you might see a bit of a divide here in the future of swimming as well. Because once you train to a certain level and then to be able to race every week, imagine a tour. 10-leg tour like we see in athletics, and they get on the Diamond League there, and then now they've got, obviously Johnson's got his track pro league going as well. To race every weekend, 50s, 100s, short, sharp, that's better than any training you can do.
But when it comes to the longer events, there's not much you can do in terms of make the event exciting. Everyone races a heat, they do a final in the evening. But the 50s especially, I mean, we saw this brilliant footage of somewhere in the 90s, this blonde-haired jacked geezer smashing someone in a head-to-head 50 freestyle. Like, look how many cool things you can do. Like, there was the other one with Biondi and Jaeger back in 1991 or whatever it was, where they went head-to-head. So, like, there's skins, there's head-to-head racing, there's what Monaco does at Mare Nostrum with the knockout races. There's so many cool things you can do with 50s, and you can do, I mean, you could start a new thing. That's way more fun. That's worth watching versus a heat and a final. It's better,
so much better. No one does that like race that Brett did, and it's like, all right, we're going to do 1,500 versus 1,500.
No.
And heats are in trouble. Let's face it, heats are in serious trouble. And if heats are in trouble, then semi-finals are well and truly living by a thread, especially 200s. How much longer the 200 semis can stick around is like TikTok. We're counting the seconds.
What does a semi gain? What does it add to a meet? Like, what is it trying to prove? Like I don't get the purpose of it. The best ones take it easy, and the guys who sneak in don't end up getting a medal because they're not fast enough. Like, just cut it down.
Actually, I like the question about cutting semis for like even the hundreds.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think the other way to bypass that a little bit, and I've written this a few times on socials, is maximize the 10 lanes, 10-lane finals.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So we've got those
great ideas, Kurt.
Every pool now, the drop-in pools, they all go 10 lanes.
Right.
Just add the extra 2 spots. If you can't go top 10 out of the heats, you shouldn't be there. Come on now. So get the 10 in there. I can commentate 10 lanes. It's not rocket science. It's only 10 people. and it opens it up. And then I can push a little harder. I'm not going to push that hard on it today, but I still, especially in these tight events, 3 per nation. I like 3 per. I like the opportunity of 3 per nation, especially if you swim a top 10 time. If you're outside those automatic 2 qualifying times at trials, if you swim a top 10 time in the world within that 6 months, then you should be able, the third person to go. But that's kick that can down the road. I like 10 lane. Let's get some 10 lane finals going.
10 lane, yeah. Let's do it. People love predictions. Come on, let's go around. 50 fly men's. Who's going to win it?
Oh, hang on a second. This is an interesting point before we get to that. Well, it's related to that. We're 3 years away. Like, for all the people that are thinking, like, oh, yeah, I'm coming out of retirement. We're 3 years away, right? Like, good luck. Like, what are you doing for the next 3 years before you become this Olympic champion? Yeah, so we're all excited about it for sure, but then the reality sets in and you're like, oh, hang on. What am I doing for the next 3 years in order to get myself to the Olympics? So, yeah, like starting predictions 3 years out is insane, but let's give it a run.
It's stupid, but it's what we do here. People want our predictions, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to say 50 butterfly. Tom Chicon is going to win it.
Yeah, that is dumb. That's really dumb.
He's a world champion in 50 fly. Best time of 22.6.
I'll tell you one thing. Sarah, like, as soon as this gets announced, Sarah's pregnant. She's back, man. Like, she's back. 50 free, 50 fly.
She's doing the
straight
double,
back
100%.
in there. What a fantastic story. What an awesome thing for swimming to have a mum come back. And straight away, on that alone, Earth to Michael Phelps, on that alone, that is a story that's worth celebrating for swimming. So
you should work for NBC, dude.
Dude, that alone is just an incredible story. So Sarah's going to be there, 50 fly, 50 free. And then, mate, Ruta's coming back. You know Ruta's coming back for a 50 breaststroke. And then Benny's coming back for a 50 breaststroke. She's going to come back. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I'll make a wild prediction. I say Michael Andrew wins all 4 gold.
He's got some tough decisions to make, actually.
He has. I think he should do 2 AM still. But what do I know?
Oh, my
God. He's not doing 2 AM now.
He's got to double down. Get the ketones. Get the ketones. Ditch the ketones and just get in that 1 lap, brother. Get those sour gummies. Get rid of the ketone IQ. And, yeah, you're a big chance.
Of the 450s on the men's and women's side, do we think someone will win one of them that we have never heard of? A name we've never heard of. So it could be the women's 50 breast or the men's 50 back. But do you think someone is going to win one of the 450s at the LA Olympics that right now we have never heard of? We don't know their name.
There's this Chinese 50 backstroke girl that's like a couple of tenths away.
Right?
Yeah, she could win.
But they're not doing sprint training. They're never going to do sprint training. But I think the event gets really moved.
I've seen these guys. I've seen 2 young Chinese guys standing on top of a power tower getting dragged by a chin, bro. The purple dragon. They're sprinting out there. They have the biggest power towers in the world.
All bets are off. Now that it's an Olympic, Olympic gold medals, all bets are off. Everyone's into this. It's a flip. Outside of Michael Phelps and Checon, everyone else is on board. It's a gold medal. This is Olympic gold medal. It's showtime now. They're coming out of the woodwork. The whole swimming world's changed now. That 50% stat, that is a crazy stat. It's a sprinter's world now. It is on, and it is going to be everyone wants a piece of the action.
The other
what's up with
asking? Oh, gone.
I was going to say, what's up with Check On? Hey, what's up with Check On?
Yeah, someone asked. Look, I'm not offending anyone, but it confuses me. Because he is a great 50 swimmer. He's won European titles in the 50 back. He's won a world title in the 50 fly. And look, I know we've been told our whole lives that they're not real events, these events. But they are now. So get on with it. Well, I don't know why he's against it, especially as someone who's good at it. I kind of get if you're not good at 50s, throwing shade. But when you're someone who is literally one of the fastest ever in multiple 50 events, it's just really confusing to me.
No, I think it trickles down from the coaches. It trickles down from the coaches and it just gets banged into you year after year. Mate, 50s, that's cute. 50s are cute. 50 forms, that's a cute thing to do. Okay, you've got a couple of days rest. Why don't you just go do the 50, see what happens? Oh, you won. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. No more. That mentality's out. This is serious stuff. And that's not going to fly. It's not going to, like we said at the start of the show, it's not going to fly for Phelps, who's the greatest of all time. And it's not going to fly for Checon. And that's why Checon deleted his post. He saw his mistake straight away. And I wouldn't be surprised if Phelps comes back out as well and tries to backtrack a little bit from his from that comment.
Yeah, man. Like half of the entire swimmer world is like pretty upset. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
well, my comeback to all those guys was always, and Checon's a world champion; he can check off. But the rest of them,
That
you know, my comeback was always okay. Well, if that's your opinion, stand up on the block next to me, and I'll race you to the other side. Like that's always the easiest comeback. Is if you're better than me, if you think it's a joke, then stand on this block and we'll race to the other side and we'll see who's better. You know, it's just simple, right? Like if you want to downgrade a sprinter, stand up next to a sprinter and actually feel their speed, feel their power, and feel the embarrassment of them whipping your butt and racing you to the other side. And there's an Olympic medal on it. There's an Olympic gold on it now. It's a legitimate event. So you got anything to say, then put your hat in the ring and prove that you're the fastest person in the world. Just do it.
But beyond that, I just think it's a good thing that our sport that we love has more events at the Olympics. Who cares if other sports are jealous we've got more gold medals to give out than them? They can add a 5,000 in the pool and I'll be happy because it gives more opportunities to swimmers. It's not about sprint or distance. It's just about our sport growing. And now we finally have a full program at both Worlds and Olympics. Now they have the same program. I don't see why, as a swimmer, you would have any distaste to that. Like, it's just good news. There's no negative. If you're not interested, don't watch it. If you don't want to, if Tom Chacon don't want to enter the 50 fly and the 50 back next Olympics, fair play to him. Just do your 100. But you don't have to say anything negative about it, right?
Yeah.
I think it goes back to a real. I got a feeling when I was a kid at Manly Pool, and you learnt to swim. You're like 6 years old or 7 years old, and you got your mates there, and you just thought, I bet you I can beat you to the end of the pool. I bet who's going to be the fastest? Who's the quickest kid? Just that one lap. And you're getting kids that aren't like, some of them don't swim at all. Some of them just want to have some fun. But we all got in. We all had a race to see who was the quickest in the squad, or what. Just that really, it's something beautiful just about swimming one lap. And I think goes back to, like I said earlier, about a terrible stat in Australia that 50% of school kids can't swim one lap.
I don't believe that. That's fake
just
news,
one lap.
dude. It's fake news, though, dude.
No, it has to be. Because
I don't believe it for a second. Swim
lessons, and this comes back to our black athletes as well. This barrier to entry in swimming, it's brutal. Like, this is not a sport for poor people. Swim lessons are extremely expensive, and I think especially somewhere in Australia, swim lessons should be free. They should be free, like for all school age kids. Should, in the summertime, at least through their school, if they're in a government-funded school, should be going to a swim lesson once a week, no matter what standard you are at. And you, by the end of year 6, which before you start high school in Australia, you should be able to swim one lap.
Yeah. Agreed. Totally. What are the comments saying, Nate? Is there anyone fired up in the comments? What are anybody? I'm a sprinter. Too many events. Okay, take some events away then. All right.
Yeah, take them away.
I've got the mixed medley relay on the phone. I've got the mixed medley relay on the phone.
Yeah, get rid of it. What a joke. Oh, what a joke. How many people who won the mixed medley relay at the last Olympics are going and telling everybody, I'm Olympic champion in the mixed medley relay? Are they actually saying that, or are they just saying I'm an Olympic gold medalist? Like, that's two different things. If you just say I'm an Olympic gold medalist, that's cool. But if you say I'm an Olympic gold medalist in the mixed medley relay, that's so uncool. Who cares?
I know someone who has that gold medal, and they don't even really like to talk about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They say they're Olympic champion. Beautiful,
no,
you're Olympic champ.
They almost don't even say that. Like, they're almost like, because they don't want you to ask him what event.
Exactly. They don't want to know. Yeah, exactly. It's embarrassing. Mixed medley relay. Come on, man. All right. Yeah, now I sound like Phelps. I'm a hater.
Yeah,
Sorry.
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry.
Guys, I enjoy watching that race. I like it. I think it's chaos and fun.
No,
I like swimming. Yeah.
It's not a fair race, but we can talk about that.
I like events that you can train for. And that just seems like a crapshoot. You can't train for that.
No, it's the breaststroke. You can't have a woman swim breaststroke. It's what did I say? 7-8 second difference between men's and women's 100 breaststroke world record. Like, it's ridiculous. It's dumb.
Who
tried to be they tried to be inclusive, and they've become exclusive.
Yeah, take that event away. Take it away.
Everyone wants to know who's coming back. Is Milorad Cavic coming back for a 50?
Santos. Santos is back, baby.
Santos at 48. Is Dressel going to come back and smoke everyone? Well, do we think anyone? Is there going to be any ridiculous people come back? What do we reckon? I don't think so.
No, but this is good for Dressel.
Very good. Yeah.
It's great for Dressel.
I mean, it's really, really good for Dressel.
50 free, 50 fly.
Yeah, baby. That's it. Don't even worry about anything else. I mean, swim the 100 free. Swim the 100 free if you want.
Really?
Maybe the 100 fly.
Yeah.
Why not? Especially if it's 10 days. You know.
What about Flo?
Adam Trigg, come on, Adam. Brett's not coming back. No, Roland Schumann, one of my competitors, said he might come back though.
He'll be 48. He'll be 48.
Guy I used to race. He says he wants a piece of it, so yeah, he can have it. Yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, no, I'll race anyone in a backyard pool from one side to the other, like Kurt said. I'm the old school kid who was like, yeah, let's race to the other side. That's me. Rob's coming back. Yeah.
Is this
that's
true?
That's how everyone started out. Everyone just wanted to race your mates. Who's the quickest across the pool? Like,
shit, it's kind of silly that we're even having to have this conversation. Like, that's what it's about, you know.
Well, I started racing my sister. I needed confidence early, so I started racing my sister. Beat up on her. Then I started to invite the kids from around the neighborhood in and start beat up on them. You know, that's where the arrogance came from. You know.
Is this when you were blonde, Brett? Did you have this when you were
little blonde
hair?
Little blonde up there, you know. Yeah, everything's gone. It's all gone.
And having Kirsty Coventry as well, president of IOC. It's been a big month for
great
swimming.
News. That was great news. Month.
Yeah, Kirsty, teammate of mine, good friend, and yeah, she's a winner.
Now USA Swimming, all we need is a CEO and a head coach, and we're good, baby.
Who's going to be the head coach? Who's going to be the head coach of USA Swimming? Is there any word out there? Like, what's happening in USA Swimming? Are they going to hire a head coach?
I haven't heard anything.
I've heard something.
I got to go.
Where are you going?
I got to go play water polo with the Navy SEALs.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got to get a practice. We got to wrap this up. Okay. I'm out.
Great news. Congrats, guys. Well done.
Congrats.
And super exciting for the sport. Really, really cool.
I love it.
Hey, and everything we've said here this morning, we're just having fun. Everybody relax. Just chill out. We love Michael Phelps. We love Chacon. We love them all. We're just having some fun. Relax.
What Brett said.
Sprinters rule the world.